viewers. This is Bhavana Bhatia and I welcome you all to 19 Influencers Talk on COVID-19 series in association with TechXP. Today we have with us a renowned film director, an excellent content curator, a proven strategist, a sought-after film marketing, distribution and sales consultant, somebody with over 21 plus years of experience, and the only person who has seen the content as well as creative side of the film industry. He has written and directed Mickey Virus, 7 Hours to Go, and also a Marathi film, Vicky Wellinkar. His in-depth knowledge and expertise of all the aspects of cinema marketing fetched him the prestigious Philip Kotler's Award for his experiential marketing initiatives at Inox. Viewers, I present to you none other than the Chief Marketing Officer, Inox, Mr. Saurabh Varma. So Saurabh, firstly, a very warm welcome and thank you so much for joining us today. How are you feeling right now?
Pleasure is all mine and I'm feeling on the top of the world.
Thank you so much, Saurabh. It's so good to see the positivity right there. So Saurabh, I am directly moving on to my first very question. Now, as an industry leader, Saurabh, how do you see the world pre and post COVID-19? What do you feel is the impact there?
So it's like, you're traveling in a cruise and everything is happy going, everything is nice and you've taken all the precautions. Suddenly somebody pushes you into the water. So the moment you come out of the water, you'll have to plan everything differently. So, nobody in their wildest dreams had imagined this world. And when the thing started, a lot of things started happening. But I think it's changing by the day, it's changing by the week. And I think the world is not going to be the same. In every aspect, it's not, just entertainment or cinemas or a particular field, but everybody will have to change the way they live, the way they work and the way they make money.
Sure.
So I think there's a drastic paradigm shift and there is no person in this world who's not going to be affected by it.
Sure. So, for my next question now, during the ongoing pandemic, could you throw some light on the challenges and opportunities which are there for the entertainment industry? And also they say that every adversity leads to an innovation. So could you also tell the viewers on the current new innovations in your space?
So basically, I think the entertainment industry as a whole is generally termed as a business which is recession proof. People still watch entertainment whether they're depressed, whether they're happy. People want to, especially in India, when people want to spend their time in the weekends with their families. There's no other alternative but to consume entertainment in any form, whether it's cinemas, whether it's going to a mall or things like that. So post this whole thing, I think viewing habits are changing, but eventually what is going to happen is that entertainment is going to prevail. And I just feel that entertainment or watching movies in cinemas is a habit. And that habit is not going to be changing. We as a cinema chain and we as entertainment producers will have to create and keep all those precautions and mandatories in mind, which makes the audience or the guest be a little more secured in that environment. So a lot will change from a cinema perspective. A lot will change from a consumer who will start thinking, yeah, main jaun ya nahi jaun. But I guess all those precautions need to be taken in place.
Sure. I'm trust me, wanting to go back to a cinema ASAP, and honestly, the viewing experience in a cinema will always be the viewing experience. Now, moving on to my next question, being a content creator yourself and an excellent content creator, Saurabh, what is your tip currently for those who aspire to join the entertainment industry? What's your tip there?
So I guess this is the best time to be in the entertainment industry. I think in the last 3 or 4 weeks, the kind of entertainment consumption the world is getting habitual to, I think it's phenomenal. There was a time when, entertainment had an entry barrier of speciality. I mean, anybody who wanted to become a creator or wanted to come into cinemas had to have a special course or some kind of a X years of experience. But today, anybody with phone can pick up and, consume content or create one. So this is the best time to be in this business. You can evolve from a smaller phone creator to a film director if you have the skill of telling a good story. So a lot of things have come as an advantage to a new guy who wants to tell a story. It's just like, I want to become a writer. All I need is a pen and a pencil, and that's how a writer used to evolve. But
Sure.
today, the same guy can evolve into a content creator or a film director. So that opportunity is in abundance, and a world is there to consume your content if it's good.
Sure.
The only question you need to check is whether you can tell a good story on video or not. If you can, sky's the limit.
Absolutely, on that the sky's the limit, and it is the right time for the aspirants in media in the entertainment industry currently. Now, that leads me to my next question: is that sort of what do you feel lies in the road ahead for the entertainment industry, as we rightly are seeing a lot of innovations and changes coming? What do you feel lies in the road ahead currently?
I guess there are 2-3 points to it. One is obviously data. I mean, the whole world is going to be working on data, on who consumes our content, how they're consuming it, what are the categories, how many men, how many women watch the content, how many of them come to cinemas to watch it. Once that whole database is understood, I think we have to track people and understand who likes what. And just like, the Zomatos and the Swiggies of the world have changed and enhanced the consumption of food, and people once used to order once in a week or maybe once in a month, and now they almost order every day. Similarly, the consumption of entertainment in the digital media will only increase the appetite of people coming to cinemas, watching films and things like that. So a lot is going to change, but I think it's going to be for the good.
Sure. And sort of also for another question is that you come with such a rich experience, and at this time it is the best time to capitalize. Now, what do you feel is the right suggestions to your market leaders currently, sort of on how best they can capitalize in the months to come? What's your suggestion there?
I guess digital consumption is a must. There are a lot of marketeers who come in. There are a lot of content creators who come in, but they have less information about the digital world. In India, what is most required is to understand the usage of that particular technology and things like that. This is the best time to learn those technologies. Even when you look at social platforms, a Twitter and an Insta and a Facebook and a TikTok, they all work in a different way. The format of consumption is different. The parameters of creating content for all these mediums are different. There was a time when you used to shoot something or click a picture and just post it in all platforms. Now you need to understand and specialize in each and every medium. So this is the best time to learn all that. And if you aspire to be in this game for a longer duration, I think this is the time to learn the growing platforms in the digital space. Today it's TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Insta, but tomorrow it could be something else. So we have to be ready and we have to understand. Even in the field of webinars and events, virtual events and things like that, there's a lot which we can do. And I think that the crux lies in understanding who consumes these content and what is it that they want. So polls, digital content, all those things can be a really big help. I also feel that digital, if it's the way forward, which it is, it's pretty scientific. Unlike television, where things are working on a certain perception. Okay, these guys watch Ramayana, or these guys watch this, or any other medium like newspaper, where the reach is only limited, but to a target audience. Digital, everything is quantified. So if we understand this analysis, I think we can understand who the consumer is and target them accordingly.
Sure. Also, you spoke on the virtual events. Now, Saurabh, I come from the events and experiential space myself, right? And I remember we met on a platform wherein you were a speaker and I was the host. Now that due to social distancing, obviously we'll not see many physical events, and the events and experiential space currently is badly impacted, if I may say, from my market leaders in terms of revenues. We all know that, right? The COVID-19 has impacted. Now, what do you think is your say first, sort of, on the industry? What do you think the event companies at this time should focus on, and how do you feel you can boost their morale, and how do you feel you can guide them and the artists at this time, from all the experience you carry? So could you please give us a take on that?
So there are two parts of this business. One is the creative side and one is the commerce side. Whether it's events or whether it's content creation, whether it's filmmaking. I think for the creative side, this is the best time to introspect what you're creating. Whether it's an innovative event, whether it's a film, whether it's a series. I mean, this is the time to re-inspect and inspect the content and see what is happening all over the world, because the whole digital world is buzzing with events. And these are virtual events, but they are buzzing with that. So I think it's better to introspect and plan things like that and think of something which is innovative, something which your consumer can get really excited with. And the second part, obviously, is the execution part. So you'll have to think of a plan B for every event and things like that. What if I do it physically once the whole world opens? I mean, would I want to do it in a certain city, or would I want to do it virtually? So I think this is the time to pre-plan and get your act together. And that you generally don't get at a time when you're in the car and when you're driving, and or when you are in the thick of things. You don't have time to introspect. So I think that's the best time to do this at this time.
Sure. So, thank you so much, Saurabh, for all your key insights on this entire interview. I'm sure the viewers would understand how digital is going to be the next move, and also the key advices you've given throughout the entire interview. And once again, a big thank you and for joining us.
I mean, just on a lighter note, I mean, when God must have thought of thinking of their next calamity, they must have sat in a boredom meeting and said, yeah, let's think out of the box. And World War ho gaye, cheeze ho gayi, how do we impact humanity? And somebody said, why not out of the box? Let me put them in the box. So even they thought differently and do it. So even as humanity, we need to think differently and tackle this. And this is our times. These are testing times where we have to come up above everything and survive.
Sure. I don't think there could have been a better closing than that, Saurabh. So once again, a big thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much.